So something I wanted to share with you, just my thoughts. Everybody has an opinion, but when it comes to the work-life balance, somebody reached out and left a comment. What does work-life balance look like as far as your dumpster rental business, getting it off the ground? Also, what if you have kids? To that point, I can't really say a whole lot. I can speculate. I don't have kids. I have a wife and I have some dogs. I don't have kids. So, what does this really look like as far as logistically? I'm assuming the heart of the question is, how can I juggle all of this stuff together and it be functional? Like, how can I not lose my family in the process of trying to build a business up from nothing? And I can tell you, first of all, it's not easy. Certainly anything worth doing or investing in, it does not just take a little bit of effort and just a little bit of grace. It takes a lot of grace from your spouse. It takes a lot of sacrifice from you. If you already have a kid, I'm assuming you already know way more than even I do about what sacrifice really looks like. So for you starting a business, in a way, obviously not exactly the same, but in a way, a business is, I would say, very similar to having a child. It can't do anything when you're starting from zero. It can't function on its own. It can't do anything for itself. You have to do literally anything and everything to meet its needs, to work in your business to get it off the ground, unless you've got crazy capital or you're going to pay somebody else to do it. Like, the work to get it from zero to something takes a lot of effort. And so I can tell you the work-life balance for me, starting off the first several months, trying to figure out how to do a website. I was working an entirely full-time job out on the road. So basically what I would do is I would be gone from 6, 7 in the morning till 6, 7 at night with my day job. And then at nights, I would work I work better at nights as far as my clarity and being able to focus and stuff, no distractions. I would spend 3, 4, 5 hours after time with my wife. So I'm starting to work on the dumpster rental business at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, up till 2, 3, 4 in the morning, asking questions, researching stuff, watching YouTube videos, working on my website, learning, watching videos at how to build a website when I first started, like all of this stuff. Thankfully now I'm not on my own website. I'm with DRS, Dumpster Rental Systems. They have my website and I'm eternally grateful for that. But I spent before I even got a customer, we're talking weeks and weeks, probably several months of almost every night, 4, 5, 6 hours, just trying to learn, like, what in the world am I supposed to be doing? Like, what is this supposed to even look like? I don't know. Like, I don't even know where to begin. And so from there, really starting into it, it was a supplemental thing on top of everything else. So if you're looking to get into the dumpster rental business and you're only able to give a couple hours, and it's not maybe your prime hours of the day, and it's just a side thing that's, you're really not going to give a whole lot of attention to it, I'm not going to sit here and say that you can't build your business that way. I would just say it's going to take a lot longer for you to do that. The more times you have interruptions with family stuff going on, your wife, your kids, like real world stuff happening, doesn't mean you can't do what you need to do. It just means that it's going to take a lot longer. It's going to take a lot longer of a process to accomplish the same amount of work. The good thing about this whole industry is, as far as starting off with maybe one dump trailer or a roll-off trailer with some cans, nobody has, besides the actual payment goes, nobody has a gun to your head as far as inventory or things, spoiling over time or things, short of rust on your trailer and the payment and maybe the minimal maintenance you would need to do if you don't have a whole lot of customers to begin with, of course. Like there's not a whole lot of, big brother behind you trying to come after you. Ultimately it's your choice how much time you can give to the business, to this, baby business or whatever, to be able to grow in that way. So I would take just an evaluation of you, your wife, your kids, whatever's going on. What does this look like for you? How much time could you allocate per day? Could you ask questions? Could you research this or that? Could you, fill in the blank? As far as back-end work goes, that's what I would say. I was working before I even had one dumpster rental. I was working several hours almost every day just to get one rental going. Like, it's time to make this happen. Like, I have bills to pay. I wanted to get this launched. And so even when I started getting some rentals, okay, well now how can I improve this? How can I do this? I got a business phone number. I've got the business email. I'm getting all this stuff put together. I create a business Facebook page, getting on all of the platforms, taking pictures, all sorts of stuff like that. It really does take time. So as far as work-life balance goes, I would say that's really up to you and you knowing yourself, knowing your family. I had a conversation, I've had many conversations with my wife about this business, and I do plan on making a video with my wife and actually interviewing her about all these things. But we had several conversations. I said, listen, if we're going to do this, if I'm going to do this, basically I do 99% of the work in this business besides a few people helping me here or there. What I need from my wife, the sacrificing that I need from family and friends, is most of it is just your patience and your understanding, and also your prayers, honestly. For me to start this business takes a whole lot of my time, which means there's less time, like I said, for your family. There's a sacrifice involved, and if they're not able or willing to sacrifice quality time and that time that's prime time for you, then you're going to have to make the additional sacrifice into the night or into the whatever, waking up even earlier to get into all these things. So for me, I had a conversation with my wife and I said, listen, anything that's worth doing is worth doing well. And I need to learn and grow myself so that my business can learn and grow on its own. And so this is going to take a lot of my time. So to a certain degree, I have to make sacrifices, and this would require your patience. Are you willing to roll with me? I'm not saying I'll see you in 3 years when my business is, whatever. I'm not talking about that. But to a certain degree, I need some understanding, some patience, some late nights if I'm, staging dumpsters, dropping them off, if it's really, really busy. The night before dumpsters are to be dropped off, that's sacrificing some other time. I would say another big thing is phone calls. Getting random phone calls. Your business hours, as far as my experience has been, really doesn't matter what time of hourly work hours you have on your website or you have on your Google My Listing, Google My Business, whatever. They really don't care. I've gotten calls 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I think even like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. People just desperately looking for a dumpster for the next morning because they didn't plan ahead, because so-and-so didn't follow through, you name it. I've seen just about all those random calls, and you might be in the middle of dinner. You might be in the middle of this or that. For the most part, I don't have a perfect wife. I have a wife that is very understanding, that is very humble about this stuff. She has been incredibly gracious to me, allowing me the freedom to take phone calls when, if I don't pick up immediately, I may not get that call. I may not get the call back. I may not, whatever it really is. So for me, the work-life balance, those phone calls, the late nights working, just getting things started, and then just longer days. My wife wakes up at the crack of dawn just about. She goes to work. She's home, before 5, close to 5. There's some times where I'm doing other stuff. I'm not dropping off or picking up dumpsters. I'm not on the phone. I'm over changing a tire. I'm over at Tire Barn. I'm over at who knows where I'm at. And even if you just have a couple dumpsters or just one, like, it's possible that things just kind of spiral out of control. Anything that can happen will happen. And believe me, it's happened to me. I've had tires shoot off. I've had things blow up. I just, what in the world? Like, dude, like, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm assuming it's not just me. It's got to be some other people as well. So bad things happen. And so really evaluating, okay, am I willing to roll with the punches? And also, is my spouse and even my children, I cringe because I'm like, man, I don't want to, if I had kids, I wouldn't want to give a second away that I didn't have to. Like, if I could be with my kids, like, I wouldn't want any dumpster to come in between family time. So when things do happen and maybe you are still a one-man show and you don't have other people to just fill in the gap for you to be able to go and do whatever because you're the business owner and you can pay other people to do whatever it is. If you're not at that stage like myself, there has to be a healthy understanding and a balance, and really the main thing is just communication. All this that I'm trying to describe, communicating with your wife, being on the same page. If your wife's not on the same page, I'm telling you right now, you're going to have so much more problems. Your business is going to struggle so deeply because it's going to cause a problem between you and your wife, and ultimately, you and your spouse, whoever's doing the business, whatever. If you lose your family, you've lost your business. You've lost anything you've got going on. You cannot sacrifice. I've said the same thing in my other business in RV transport on my other YouTube channel. If you lose your family, why are you on the road? Why are you doing what you're doing? Like, you've lost it all. So communicate with your spouse, see where they're really at, ask some of those hard questions, give them, not setting them up for to be able to say, I told you so, or I got you, or something. But hey, what if this happened? What would we do in this scenario? We had plans, something bad happened, I've got to take care of it now, it can't wait. Like, it's illegal or dangerous, or it's a hazard or something out on the road, or whatever it may be. You've got to take care of what would this look like if this happened to us. So the work-life balance, it's a huge topic. I don't think many people talk about it at all. I think most people have a toxic relationship with that. And I don't also think it's 50-50. I don't think there's cookie cutter answers. I think there's ebbs and flows or whatever. There's times where my time is required a lot more. And then there's times not so much, where I'm able to take some time off, or I don't have to do this or that, or I am even more available maybe than is even, asked of me by my wife, by extended family. That's how it goes. That's life. It doesn't just change when you start a business and everything's 100%, perfection, timing, scheduled. That's the furthest thing from the truth. So, there's a lot to that. With having kids, you really just need to, I'm assuming, having kids at different, stages in life may require different flexibility. I can't say a whole lot to that. If you do have kids and you own a dumpster rental business, please in the comments below, share your thoughts, or if you own a business, or if you have kids at all, please share your thoughts on this, what that would really look like. I can't speak to, having children that require so much more of you than maybe any other relationship. And in closing, as far as how many hours per week goes, I've spent maybe a minimum of 25 hours a week, up to, honestly, some of my busiest weeks, I would say 70, 80. As far as the doing of the work, picking up, dropping off, dumping, maintenance, tires, you name it, those things, and then back end office on the phone with the bookkeeper, talking to so-and-so about trying out this new marketing thing or this or that or whatever it may be. There's a lot more that goes into it than just dropping off a dumpster and then just hanging out for a couple days till you pick it up. I would say minimum, it's a part-time job, a significant part-time job that doesn't just require your time, but really your real focus, all the way up to whether you're getting paid a salary or not from your business at all, a full, salary based. There is no hourly pay. We're talking serious hours going into it, a serious sacrifice to just get it launched. I'm over 2 years into this now, and to a certain degree, I've got more of a flow for me that works better, but I've also been kind of thrust into this with my other business, RV Transport, really just tanking as far as loads go to pull those across the country. So I'm at this point, for me, this is my main stream of income, which for me, which is not a good thing, because of how little business I do have, compared to what maybe is needed. And I'm throwing everything I've got at it. If I'm awake, if I'm not speaking to my wife, thinking about my wife, spending time in the Word, at church, taking a shower, doing this or that, whatever it may be, I am actively pursuing any way to build the business, and I'm consumed by this, because if I don't, it's fight or flight. Like I have to succeed. Failure is not an option, and this is going to happen. This business has to happen. And so if I can't figure it out myself, I'm going to find the person to help me, and then it's going to succeed. So that's just where I'm at. It's a slow season right now. If I had RV Transport going, I wouldn't have to put as much time into it right now during the slower season, as far as not that many people are renting dumpsters right now, as maybe the summertime, but it's still a process. I'm still trying to, even now, prepare for springtime. So I am trying to do some things that I know I will need to do later on when things start warming up. So this is the work-life balance, I would say. It's not 50-50, and I almost despise the 50% of your time and your attention of this or that or whatever. That's a lie from the pit, dude. Like, that is not reality. 50-50 or work balance, sometimes maybe 85% all of your time and energy into the business, because you got not literal fires, but you got fires to put out as a business owner. And then you're just hoping your wife and family understand and they're patient with you as things are rolling. And then there's other times where it's not so bad. So with all that said, let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Hopefully you had a great Christmas as well. Be safe, guys, and God bless.